It is none of my business. Get out of the discussion. Don't even come in here and talk. Like, it's ridiculous. If you can't have a sensible conversation, then don't type. It's like why be on social media? We're on social media. We read blogs to search business. You know what I mean? Like, if you're out there and you're putting on social media that you just purchased a $200,000 car, then people are going to have opinions. They're going to have good opinions. They're going to have bad opinions. So if you're not into that, you may not want to be in this discussion. Alright. Where's everybody from? We just having fun. Pastors don't have to live below their means because everybody else is broke. That's my view. No, it's not about being broke. And this is not, look, I'm not saying this in a negative way. This is just my little bounce back to what you said. Look, it's not about being broke. I'm not broke. I am blessed and highly favored because money doesn't make you rich. You know, if I had $200,000 in the bank, I would not buy a Lamborghini. I wouldn't buy my husband one. I wouldn't buy my child one. Because, see, that's the problem. People want to just look rich. But the people who are really, really rich, they go around looking like they ain't got no money. So, in my opinion, I think that was a waste of money. $200,000, even if he didn't pay that, even if it's a tax write-off or whatever it is, I think it's a goddamn waste of money. And I feel like if you got that much money to go out and spend, then you could have given that to a charity. You could have given that, and I know they say, oh, he gave a lot to charity and all of that, but then live modest. If that's what you guys want to do privately, then don't do that publicly, because in my opinion it doesn't look right. It's very superficial, and I don't think pastors are supposed to represent themselves in that way. But that's just my opinion. Hi, Charlotte, North Carolina. Chicago, Nebraska. Yeah, but we're talking about the pastor. We ain't talking about like somebody who just going to church like you. Like, he's supposed to be the head of the church, you know, the head of the flock. And I just feel like, you know, getting a Lamborghini and then posting it all over social media, I don't think that's wise. But that's just my opinion. But it seems like you guys actually don't even mind, so that's cool. That's cool too. Guys, if you don't know what story we're talking about, go ahead and tap that screen. Also, guys, if you're looking for a great YouTube channel, please go to YouTube. I didn't put the link in there. It's actually I Love Beauty 2. YouTube, I Love Beauty 2. Go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. What did Miss Sharon say? Miss Sharon, are you okay, dear? Let's see. How you doing, Miss Sharon? Where you from? Because if you angry in here, honey, you need to get out of here. Because, honey, we ain't talking about no angry stuff. People might need to talk about the stupid members that is give them money trying to. And I couldn't even read all that. Miss Sharon, you okay? You all right? Don't be mad. He has one life to live just as yourself. Leave his personal finances alone. I ain't messing with his personal finances. Miss Katrina or Katarina, or I'm just going to call you Miss Horn. I ain't messing with his finances. We discussing just like everybody else. Hello, how are you? Make sure you guys are subscribed to the I Love Beauty channel. Make sure you're following, liking, and everything as well. Churches are fraudulent in my opinion. Ooh, girl. Why do you think churches are fraudulent? Why do y'all think that? Why do you think that? Read yours? Okay, hold on. Hold on, Miss Yolanda. Hold on. I don't see yours, baby. It's too much. You can retype it though and I'll read it. Why do you think churches are fraudulent? What's going on? Okay, Mr. Jerome. I think people need to understand how this works. We look at a pastor as saviors. Hold on. Because I ain't never look at no pastor as no savior. But let me see what you're talking about. As saviors if they willing to serve the community. I can't read the rest of your comment. But I don't look at it. I don't look at no pastors as no savior. But some people do, I guess. I don't know. I feel like you can afford it, and if you want to get it, pastors aren't God. They're human. Yes, they're human. But in the same token, you have to understand when you're a pastor, you are required to do certain things. Like, you shouldn't take on that job if you're still in the world. Like, I just feel like those types of objects should not really be a part of a pastor's life. Like, I'm old school. So, like, the pastors that I grew up with, they had regular cars. Like, but I know this is like a mega church pastor, like celebrity and stuff like that. He had a show on Oprah and all that. So I know this is probably out of my jurisdiction. But I just always thought that pastors should, live a very, modest life. That's what I thought. It wasn't his money. It was the donations from the congregation. See, that's the thing. And the thing about it is, either way, it's the church's money, in my opinion. But that's just how I feel. Only because he, I guess he gets paid or whatever. I don't know. I don't want to speak on things that I really don't know about. But he has to make some type of salary. You know what I mean? It just doesn't look right, Don't bend over in a watermelon patch. That's what the old school used to say. Yeah, it just don't look right. Even if it's his money, it don't look right. He ain't have to do all that. And then his wife was saying, you wouldn't say that. You don't say that for basketball players. So it's like, you equate yourself to basketball players. You equate yourself to sports. It's like, no, you got this all wrong. And that's why a lot of people, they don't like going necessarily to church. Because, people look to pastors to be a little bit above their situation. As far as I'm supposed to look at you and say, look, I want to, do things like you. I don't want to do things like that. I don't want to look like I'm rich, and that's just greed. I don't know. I don't like it. It doesn't look right. His wife didn't have a dream of having a Toyota. She gave a vision of a Lamborghini. Her husband blessed. Look, I'm going to tell you, I don't care. Let me not even get into that. Let me not get into that. Because, in my opinion, anything that can drive is something that I want. That's a dream of mine. Like, I thought it was to get the roof fixed, dinners for homeless, buying clothes for the unfortunate. Yeah. I see no problem with him buying his wife whatever. Okay. That's your opinion. That's fine too. I mean, ain't nobody saying it's wrong for him. Oh, please don't put any I'm sorry, nah, I had to remove you from this video. Please do not put any other links in my videos. I'm so sorry. No other links. The only link is the one that I placed in my video. Thank you. Yeah, he said he was a husband first. But it's not just about where the money came from. It's about should he be doing that anyway. Like a pastor where I was from, I don't know if y'all heard of, I'm not gonna give his name, but he was driving around in a Bentley. Is it a Bentley? Yeah, Bentley. And that didn't look right. You know what I mean? It's just certain things like pastors shouldn't do. Doesn't look right. Oh, if you're brand new, please make sure you go ahead, tap the screen to see what article we're talking about. I feel that it's okay as long as it's his own money. But see, the thing about it is, how do you know if it's his money? You don't know. That's why it's probably better he shouldn't have done that. I bet he's thinking twice now. If you're brand new, please tap the screen to subscribe. I'm sorry, to see what article we're talking about. Read the blog, come back for a discussion. Question, would you be okay if he bought a member of the congregation $200,000 car? No, I wouldn't. What kind of question is that? Oh my Lord. What kind of question is that? You know what I mean? It's like, no. I myself don't like lavish stuff anyway. While he is accused of using the church funds to purchase, that is another matter. What happened to just living simple? Why just live simple? What happened to that? That's what I think, Miss Gloria. He should have kept that to himself. He got the attention he wanted. And that's the problem. Why does a pastor want attention? Guys, if you're just joining, please make sure you tap the screen so you can see the article we're talking about and come back for the discussion. We're talking about, should a pastor buy his wife such an expensive gift? A Lamborghini. You know what? Living simple does not mean living like, do you guys know what's simple? Like, what is simple to you? Because I guess simple is different for everybody. It's relative. Relative means basically it's different for every person. Like, simple for me is being able to, eat good food, eat healthy food, go out when I want, pay my bills, have a car, be able to feed my family. Like, I don't know. Sound like a bunch of haters to me. What's it to y'all? I ain't hating on no Lamborghini. I don't want no Lamborghini. And the neighborhood I live in, you better not have no Lamborghini. I'm just keeping it all the way 100. I ain't never want no Lamborghini. I just want a car that works and get me where I need to go. Just, you know. If I had $200,000, OMG, I'll be doing something totally different with it. Church people really amaze me. Mind your business. And no, I will not mind my business when I'm going to a church. Trust and believe, I will leave a church in a minute if I feel like if the pastor's not living right, if the pastor's doing shady things, I'm not going to worship there, because that's going to come off on me and my family. See, that's why God gave us eyes. He gave us ears. He gave us ears to hear, and he gave us eyes to see. You feel me? So if I feel like something's not going right in that church, I'm not going to worship there. I'm not going to take my family there. You feel me? You got to be more aware. Just because somebody says that they're a pastor does not mean that they know what the heck they're talking about and they live their life according to what the word says. So I'm supposed to be very judgmental in the flock that I worship at. You get what I'm saying? So I don't agree with that. I'm not gonna mind my business. I'm all up in the pastor's business. I want to know what you're doing. I want, because if you're not living right, if you're doing things wrong, I'm not gonna worship there. But that's just me. That's just me. Why the preacher wife can't have nice things? She can have nice things. Nice things. Who's saying that the pastor can't have nice things? They can have nice things, but you ain't gotta show it off. You ain't gotta get the most expensive thing in the room. You know what I mean? Child, bye. Well, honey, your name is Ethel, so I'm gonna be like, yes, ma'am. Anybody named Ethel, I tell you, I always read names. Honey, you look like and sound like you old enough to be my grandmother, okay? So I'm going to be like, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. But yeah, if you're brand new here, please go ahead. Tap that screen. Make sure you go ahead and read that article. Read that article, come back, and we'll talk about it. Didn't he have other things going on before church? Of course he did. Yeah, I think he did. He did. Yeah. But see, my issue is not the fact. Okay, and well, guess what? I'm not. You not what, baby? Ethel, baby, good day. Okay? I don't mean no harm. I don't mean no harm. No harm, no foul. But, I ain't got time. We in here droning about the subject that's attached to this video, baby. I don't have time to argue with nobody named Miss Ethel. Hello, Miss Ethel. Thank you for coming. Watch, but now you can't type. Okay? But anyway, yeah. Go ahead. If you're brand new to this video, please go ahead and tap that screen. And go ahead and read the blog. And then come back and we'll talk about it. I agree. You can live simple. You can live simple and still have nice things. I am a firm believer of that. Some people just want nice things, but people will talk if you're doing bad or if you're trying to do better. Right. But why you gotta have a Lamborghini to look like you trying to do better? You can, you know what I mean? Like, I would admire him more if he gave that to like not a charity, to like, you know, helping somebody getting through college, like $200,000. Like, I know he's a husband first, because that's what he said. I'm a husband first. And I understand you're a husband first. However, you are a person that's supposed to be in the cloth. So what people see, that's what they're going to start, you know, believing of you. So when you have a lot of expensive things, to me, I think that's vanity. And vanity is the devil's best sin. You want to look good. You want to seem like you got all this money and you want to shower your wife. But does my husband not love me or want to shower me if he can't get me a Lamborghini? Like, what are you saying to people when you are saying that I want to shower my wife, I love my wife? Well, I mean, you're making your wife look a little off too, because it's like, you know, is she very superficial? Like, you can't shower her with something less out there? Like, what message are you sending? You ever thought about that? What if somebody can't afford to buy their wife a Lamborghini or something real expensive? Does that say that he loves her less? Just say, look, I like nice stuff and I bought it. Like, don't equate that to love, because love does not equate to money. It's very easy to say if the shoes were turned. What you mean if the shoes were turned? What that mean? I never heard that before. You mean if the tables were turned? I never heard this saying if the shoes were turned. Are you saying if the shoes were on my feet? Is that what you're saying? Well, honey, a Lamborghini would not fit on my feet. I don't need that. It was something she wanted. It's not a doggone plane. What you mean, Miss Gloria? I hope it's not a plane. What are y'all saying? Y'all acting like that's your uncle. Is anybody related to this pastor? Y'all taking this... What's going on? You want this shirt. No, you don't. Where are y'all from? Was this shared in a group? To each his own. I hate that saying. To each his own. You only hear certain people say it too. I ain't never hear nobody else say it, to each his own. To each his own. What that mean? What that mean? No. To each not his own. When you a pastor, you supposed to be living a certain way. I said it. That's my opinion. Okay, not to each his own. That's lazy. That's a lazy saying. That's for people who don't want to freaking have any kind of involvement in how they think. That's a groupthink mentality. That means you go on what you see and not what you know. I'm gonna need you not to say to each his own. When the last time you had a man bet you haven't had see, that's why I don't read typos. Cause see, this is how it makes me sound. It makes me sound like I don't know how to read. And I read very well. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to read this comment the way you typed it. And I'm not making fun of it. I'm just gonna let you know how you sound. When the last time you had a man bet you haven't had a man to buy you a ice cream cone? See, that makes me look like I shouldn't even be on this goddamn platform. See, y'all need to edit your stuff before you send it. Girl, just shut up about that, because nobody don't know what's going on in that man's life. Girl, bye. Look, don't tell me to shut up. This is my show, first and foremost. How about this? I'm not going to shut up, but all you got to do is not watch. Then way I will be shut up, because you won't hear it. You won't hear anything I'm saying. You leave this show, and I'm going to continue to do what the heck I'm doing, which is hosting this should have passed to buy his wife something. I'm going to need y'all to fall back for a minute. Anyway, if you're brand new to this, please put up a number 81. Also, if you haven't heard about the story that we're talking about, it is attached to this video. Go ahead and actually tap the screen, read it, and come back and we'll talk about it. He do more than just preach to make his money. Okay, bye, Miss Gwendolyn. There you go. There you go, baby. Welcome to the 81s. Where you guys from? And bye, Katarina, Katoria, or whatever your name is. I can't even pronounce it. I was tired of them because they wanna go back and forth, and I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time to go back and forth. We're just not gonna do that today. We're talking about the pastors, not me. I think the pastor is wrong. They've been living off the backs of the poor, and the poor is, yeah, well, yeah. Yeah, I'm time enough for them, whoever they are. I don't know what they are, but they getting on my nerves. Thinking they gonna come in here and tell me shut up. I'm from 1981. You don't tell nobody to shut up. But I understand this is social media, and this is what people do. But you don't tell nobody of my caliber to shut up. You just don't do it.
That's a nice shirt.
Thank you, baby.
You're welcome.
This is my husband who hasn't bought me an ice cream cone. The lady said, I bet you haven't even had no man buy you an ice cream cone. He wouldn't, because it would kill me, because I'm a diabetic. I can't have ice cream. Haven't had ice cream since 2006. Hello, how are you?
Yeah, no, we keep our sugar good.
He can't buy me an ice cream cone. But that's neither here nor there.
The comebacks these people say, I tell you.
You said 1981 like it was forever ago. No, I said 1981 that I'm a grown woman, 37 years old, to God be the glory. And back in the 80s, we ain't had nobody come up on nobody saying shut up unless y'all about it. And you feel me? You ain't half this stuff people say to me on my shows. You would never say that in my face. You feel me? From my hood, where we from, we don't do that. That's why I said we from 1981. That's why I said that. Hello, where all my 80 babies, 70 babies, 60 babies, 50 babies? I don't know who up in here. But we don't play. How you doing, babe?
Pretty good. When they had more manners.
Yeah, when people had more manners. You ain't gonna tell me to shut up. I don't care who you are. Shoot.
When the greeting be bye and be hello or whatever didn't exist.
Yeah. Yeah, 70 baby, 85. I'm an 80s baby and a 90s kid. Hello, how are you? And we didn't do that back in the day. But today, people feel like they can say whatever the heck they want to people, whether it's on social media or whether it's in person, baby. I bet you wouldn't say that in my face. You're not going to tell me shut up in my face. You're just not going to do it. But that's neither here nor there. The subject is this. The subject is this. It is actually connected to this video, guys. Make sure you go ahead and read. Should a pastor be giving his wife such a very, elaborate gift?
Well, it depends on.
I'm fine, Tisha. Thank you for asking. How are you? Huh?
It depends on if he was using the church money or his own money. Does that matter?
Oh, Catherine, you were diabetic too? Okay, how many diabetes pills do you take? Because I ain't on any. I just do cinnamon and all the other stuff I talk about on my darn YouTube channel, which I'm going to ask you guys to go ahead and subscribe. Please, can you put it in my darn thing? Because I forgot to do it. I'm not on no medication, darling. Honey, don't set me up. Talking about you can do it in moderation. Yeah, you can. Yeah, but I don't do that. But I will have a Magnum here and there. I do have some Magnums up in my darn. And I'm talking about the ice cream, y'all. I forgot. Everybody might not know that it's called Magnum ice cream. I got some Magnums up in my darn freezer. Yes, I do. If it's his money, he should be able to. Look. The host's really not supposed to give their opinion, but
you're supposed to be impartial.
I am impartial, but in the same token, would you want a pastor? Would you appreciate a pastor that's going around in a Bentley, and you in here and you can barely make it, and you on a darn bus stop sometimes, and the car works sometimes, and sometimes it don't, and you giving all your money to the church, and he walking around in a Bentley? How would you feel? This is my husband, by the way, of 15 years, to the person saying he wouldn't buy me an ice cream cone. Hello. Go ahead.
I would be jealous.
Oh, no. Jealous of the devil.
Ah, there you go.
You know you're not going to be jealous. Now, don't lie to these people like that.
No, I wanted you to say that. But I would question, where is he getting the money from? I would automatically assume that he's getting the money from the church, whether it's from the church itself or from what he's making from the church. And that seems like a highly
whether he look, I'm a math person, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Whether he has other entities that he gets his money from, it's still like from the church, because would you just cash out on everything if you didn't have that backup?
Oh, no, I wouldn't.
Thank you. So it's either way, it's from the church. Either directly or indirectly, it's still from the church.
It's still from the church.
Yeah. And so I'm like, unless you're in a congregation that we all driving Bentleys and Testarossas and we all like that, then I don't think somebody who just gave back people's, he gave back their tithes. Which in my opinion, what is it of yours to give someone back their tithes? That's saying that you feel like that's your money.
Right, exactly.
You had no business giving back somebody their tithes, saying, "Oh, I'm sorry, you going through. I'm not going to even accept your tithes. It's not for you, boo.
Oh, wow.
It's for the church."
I feel like the church's responsibility is to help the community, the people who actually need the support, and that money could have went to the community. It could have been spent differently. That's how
I had to, Tisha. And, I'm disappointed because the church has kind of lost, the church has kind of lost what it's supposed to be, in my opinion. It's not about, clout. It's not about who got the best car, who got the biggest hat. It's not about that, and it's just lost its luster for me. And that's why a lot of people, not saying it's right not to go to church, you go to church if you want, but I can see why people don't want to go to church, because, it's a lot of hypocrisy.
Hypocrisy, yeah. Well, you do have to be careful where you go and worship.
Me too. It hurt. Yeah. And so when I hear things about that from, that I hear pastors do that,
and when you go in fellowship,
it's like you can't kind of trust them.
Because when you give your tithes, I believe you trust that it's going to go to a good cause.
That's his wife and the church's money. Yes, it is the church's money. Yeah. I heard about that. People they have ATMs in churches.
What?
Well, it's a new day, but still, like.
So you mean to tell me you can go to the ATM and pay your tithes with, you know? Wow. Do churches accept credit cards? Like, I guess that's the only way. Like, no, they don't take credit.
Right.
But they have ATMs, so you get the cash out. Oh wow.
Like basically, however you got it, we'll take it. We'll take checks. Wow. We'll take credit. People will actually go on their credit cards to give to money. You know, they'll put themselves in debt.
Oh wow.
You know.
You're only required to give 10%.
Church is in your heart. Teach yourself by reading and studying yourself. Yes. Yes. Church is for fellowship. You go to church to fellowship with other people, like-minded people, people who are in the faith, people who may not be. You go to church. Yeah. And so, you know, that's what church is for. But the word should be in your heart. And it should not be once a week.
No.
You should meditate in it daily.
Yeah.
And
it
people
says it in the word to do that.
Right. And I should be, and to be honest, you should identify me by just my actions. Like, you should know that I'm a part of the faith just by what I say out of my mouth and how I live my life. I shouldn't have to tell you I'm a Christian. I shouldn't have to tell you I go to church. I shouldn't have to tell you I know the Lord. People who know the Lord should be able to identify each other, and you should just know. And I'm no less blessed because I don't have fine things. See, that's the thing. Like, people who are not, like, heavy in their faith and they're new, they'll think that they're doing something wrong because they can't afford a Lamborghini, or they're doing something wrong because they may be renting instead of owning, or they're doing something wrong because they don't have the nicest clothes, and that's just the furthest from the truth. You get what I'm saying? It's in the word that it's harder for a man, it's harder for a camel, it's easier for a camel to get through an eye of the needle than a rich man to get into heaven. I mean, it says it right there. It's like, once you become rich, once you become, you know, very wealthy, sometimes the devil can covet your mind and you'll lose faith of what it really is about. Like, I was the most tested when I became a part of God's camp. You know, everything has been tested and taken away from me, and God has, you know, slowly but surely has given back what was taken away from me, stolen away from me. Now in my life, I understand that the devil has to ask for permission. The devil has to ask for permission to test you. He has to ask for permission. So God is always there while you're being tested. And when he feels that it's time for you to get what you need, you'll have it. I mean, at the end of the day, do we really need a $200,000 car? I've seen so much in my life, I wouldn't even feel right having one, because I'm like, at once you can just get in an accident and boom, $200,000 is gone, and your life could be gone too. So it's like, is it really worth it? That's all I'm saying. They don't think that statement. They don't think that statement is far from the truth. What statement is far from the truth, baby? I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, so when they say money is the root to all evil, they ain't lying. Let me get to point A and point B. That's it. And when you're a pastor, you should understand that. You know what I mean? You should be modest.
Should be.
Yeah. So anyway, pastors get all torn up and they get all, wrapped up in all the riches of the earth, but you can't take not Nathan with you. Can't take that Lamborghini with you. You can't. That's why your riches are supposed to be in heaven.
Yeah.
Your riches are supposed to be in heaven, not on earth. Everything on earth passes away. The only thing that goes with you is your spirit. That's it. Make sure your spirit is right. And more than likely, your church members, let's keep it real, cannot afford a Lamborghini.
No.
And you're not, and what you're preaching, God bless me, God did this, God did that.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-mm. That's not right.
The first thing that happened, I'm not going to say the first thing, but I remember there's a verse in the Bible when Jesus was led up to the mountain to be tempted. Mm-hmm. And the devil said, I will give you all these things. Mm-hmm. And what did he offer? Wealth.
Now, am I saying be broke? No.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? No, I'm not saying that. God does want us to live abundantly. He wants us to live, but I don't think he wants us to live above our means.
But there's a huge burden that falls on a pastor.
Mm-hmm. You got too many hungry people out here. Too many people who are homeless and struggling for you to go ahead and say, and I just bought my wife a $200,000 car. It's too many people out here suffering. And when you're in those shoes of being a pastor, you have to understand, how does that look amongst the people who may be struggling but still love the Lord, but still doing his word every day, that's still living right? What about us?
Am I doing something wrong?
You get what I'm saying? You're going to make people think, well, because I ain't got a Lamborghini, I ain't got a 5-bedroom house, and I ain't got 5 dogs, and I ain't got all this money in the bank, that I'm doing something wrong. And that's not true. There you go. That's my 2 cents. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you tap the screen to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Who in here has already subscribed to the YouTube channel, y'all? Go ahead and put up a number 77 if you are already subscribed to our YouTube channel. There's a verse in the Bible that nothing will, I can't read all that, guys. Can y'all sum up what she said? But I think what she's saying is that basically God wants you to have things good, and nothing will be held away from you. That is true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it's not a Lamborghini, dears. Right?
Yeah.
That's a choice. You ain't gotta have no Lamborghini girl to get into heaven. And you ain't gotta have no Lamborghini to be called blessed. I mean, if that's what you want, that's great. But just put everything in perspective. God will give you your heart's desires. Yes, he will. But everybody's heart's desire is not a Lamborghini. But I'm awake enough to know that. I'm not going to say, oh, he's more blessed than me, or she's a lucky woman because she can get a Lamborghini. Well, my husband can't afford to buy me a Lamborghini. He can afford to buy me a piece of salmon, though. Yeah, I mean, he can afford to buy me, some clothes here and there. You feel me? My man good too. Just because he can't get me a Lamborghini don't mean he a bad husband or nothing. Wealthy pastors are not all evil. And they ain't all good either. Trust me. Ain't nobody say he evil. He just don't know. Right? Mm-hmm. When you know better, you do better.
Yeah.
Nobody say he evil. He's a human being. And I bet he won't do that no more.
Oh, yeah.
I bet he learned. If he was white, nobody would care. That's not true.
Yeah.
Because we heard some things about Joel Osteen. That's not true. Everybody trying to put color on stuff. It don't got nothing to do with his color. He's a pastor. Whether he's white, black, Hispanic, Asian, Indian, it don't matter. If there's a code to being a pastor, no matter what race he is. And I'm sure if he was another color, they still would say something. It is what it is. You're just not supposed to, like a pastor cheating on his wife. Now, it's okay for a regular man. All right, we understand men gonna be men. But when you read that a pastor cheated on his wife, isn't it a different feeling when you hear that a pastor is sleeping around the church and doing things? It's a whole nother situation when you are a pastor.
It's totally different.
So why do pastors have to live poorly? Nobody said pastors have to live poorly.
Humble, maybe.
Yeah. Who told you that? See, y'all getting living lavish, and you think the opposite of living lavish is living poor? Is that the opposite?
It is the opposite, but what about the medium?
Yeah.
What about the middle ground? There is a middle ground.
Guys, make sure you tap the screen to subscribe. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. But look, I'm old school. This new school stuff, that's your personal opinion. Code, who set the code? God set the code. Now, you want to argue with that? I'm just the messenger, honey. Don't get me started.